Hi, Eric. Thank you for sharing your website URL. I've had a chance to review your website. In this video, I'm just going to highlight some key areas of opportunity I'm seeing for the website, and what would be some of the next best steps forward with your SEO. So first things first, how to look at your business. I understand your target audience and what you're going after, as far as the services that you provide. Now, just for, kind of the user optimization, conversion optimization, I see that you do have some testimonials here on the specific, I guess you'll call them services pages. But I would like these to be a little bit more front and center, because typically when someone comes to your homepage, more oftentimes than not, that's going to be the first page that someone lands on when they, during their first touch with your brand. You want to make sure that you are giving them all the information they need to click through to some of the other pages on your website. So kind of just looking at the looking at the kind of just the verbiage on the homepage here, I really, like to focus on benefit-driven statements. So we start here at the first, so 92%. So you're instantly establishing credibility with the first slide there. So obviously, the parents looking at this, or maybe it's even a student, they want to go to their dream school, pay overtime for the help you need now. So you do offer the option to pay monthly over 6 months and meet your world-class team. So that's great. That's a good start. Now, I think to really drill some of that home, we can leverage testimonials like the one we saw here from Cindy on your homepage to further build that trust and establish that credibility. Now, one way to take this one step forward is to have some type of YouTube or video content where you're maybe recording a student who's gone through your program, worked with you, and they were able to get into their number one choice program. I think that would be very powerful. And it's one thing to read it, but if someone is on your website, they're looking to do this for their child, or they're an adult looking to do this for themselves, to actually see someone who can speak to their experience working with a Mid Advantage, I think that's a excellent opportunity. And not only will it help your SEO, we can embed that or put that video up on YouTube, and you can get traffic there, but obviously can help with the conversion optimization here on your site. Now, getting into some of the kind of more technical points. So first things first, you look here on the left-hand side of my screen, you'll notice that it says not secure. I'm using Google Chrome, and basically what that tells me is that there is not an SSL certificate set up on your website. So SSL, it does add an extra layer of security to your site, makes it a bit more difficult for hackers to hijack your site. And if you've never had your website hijacked, you don't want that to happen, because it can be a mess trying to sort out. So typically you're going to take care of that through your hosting provider. And typically, it's just maybe an extra fee per month, trivial fee, as far as what it's the benefits that it can provide. Now, this is one of the areas that Google looks at, and I'm going to speak to Google because it's the most used search engine, but it's one of the areas that Google looks at when determining if a site is user-friendly or not. So that's a security flag right off the bat. Now, I did a mobile-friendly test for your site, and unfortunately, it's coming back as not mobile-friendly. And I would say, of all the things I mentioned in this video, this probably would be my number one priority, sorting this out, because as you probably can see just walking outside, people are on their phones more than ever. And so if your website isn't catering to that mobile audience, then you're definitely putting yourself at a disadvantage when it comes to SEO and trying to compete with competitors who do have a mobile-friendly website. So this would be my number one priority, sorting this out. Now, going back to kind of some more of the technical things, site speed. So site speed looks really good. Now you do have two areas of opportunity here. We need to enable some type of browser caching on your site. So we can turn this F to an A. And then we need to establish a cloud delivery, or I'm sorry, a content delivery network to help just boost the speed. Now, my go-to choice for a CDN would be Cloudflare. They offer a free option, and your website speed is not terrible now, but these things are pretty easy to fix. So I suggest go ahead and fixing them so that you can have an even faster and more user-friendly website. Now, the security score also is an area of concern. I digged a little deeper, and it looks like there might be some vulnerabilities with your JavaScript code on the website. So I would definitely, again, going back to what I said, you don't want to, leave any open doors for hackers to get into your site and do crazy stuff. So, I definitely would, take a look at this in the JavaScript on your website. Now, going back to the website, just a few things here. So I noticed that you're not using heading 1 tags, and I'm not sure if you tell your clients this, but kind of just using an offline example, when you're writing a paper, usually you're going to do some type of outline where at the very top you're going to have the title, then maybe different subheadings, and then under those subheadings, different bullet points that you want to drill down on. It works the very same way for a website, except these are called heading tags, and this is something that we specify in the HTML. And so what I noticed is that none of your pages on your site have what are called heading 1 tags. And these are very important because it basically gives a bit more structure to your site. So it's very important that you define those. And just for an SEO reason, these can actually be a boost if you're targeting or putting your target keywords for the page within those heading 1 tags. So, I'm on the private high school consulting page. Now, I would think this would be your heading 1. So what you may want to do actually is switch these out, because this is a heading 2 now, and make this your heading 1 tag. And that's, again, is just going to better optimize your site or optimize this page for the keyword phrase private high school consulting. Now, moving on. I took a look at your blog articles. So I understand maybe Omit Advantage is under the Omit Me umbrella, but it would be preferred if the content for Omit Advantage actually sat on a website, because blogging is really good because it builds topical relevance for your site from an SEO perspective. And then you have the non-SEO benefits where, okay, if you're offering private high school consulting services, but you have these 5 blog articles that walk me through everything I might need to know when considering a private high school, then that's obviously going to position your team as the experts. So there's a non-SEO and SEO benefit to blogging. Now, for the SEO benefit, having your content sit on another website, even though this might be the parent company, it doesn't really do anything for your SEO. So I suggest, we figure out, part of our process, we figure out for each of your service categories, and pretty much this would be everything that has an arrow next to it here in your menu, what are some topics that audience would be searching for on Google? Because the whole idea is that we want to use content and content promotion to spread your brand as wide as it can go. So there are more opportunities for your target clients to find you. So I highly recommend actually adding a blog section. And then there are some other SEO things related to that. So we want to make sure that everything that's related to the private high school application process. Like it's all interlinked together, but I won't get into that here because that content doesn't currently sit on the site. Okay. Now, I checked out some of the things going on with your site as far as traffic, as far as rankings, and obviously these are estimates. I don't have access to your Google Analytics, but if I had to look at this is a graph of the traffic for your website. Your business is seasonal, which makes sense. So pretty much during the fall months, you're getting the most site traffic, and then that starts to go down once you start getting to the new year and into the spring and summer. And then it picks back up again the next fall. My concern is that it looks like 2018, at least for traffic, was a good year for a Mid Advantage because this peak hasn't been matched since. And 2019 didn't quite nearly hit that peak. And so, the way I look at this, okay, if your traffic was this high during fall of 2018 and it dropped, it's probably due to some ranking drops as well. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. So this orange graph here is actually a rankings drop, and it looks like they dropped even more, and then they started to pick back up again, and then they dropped again. And so what I would recommend we take a look at, okay, if there was an algorithm update, during September of 2018, that's something we can easily go back and see, why was your site hit? Or in other words, why did your rankings drop so much in 2000, towards the end of 2018? And they really haven't recovered since. So I think that would be kind of, going along with the mobile optimization. This would be a high priority for us because it can kind of unlock some ways in which we can get back to where you were before and, go even beyond. So you're getting even more traffic to the site. Other than that, I took a look at some of your keywords. So what I like to focus on for keyword strategy are what I call low-hanging fruit opportunities. So these are keywords where the website is ranking from the bottom of page 1 to the bottom of page 3. And I like to even more so prioritize phrases in that range where there's considerable search volume. So what I did see is that AMCA's personal statement, that's definitely, it has on average 1,800 searches per month, and you're ranking number 18, so bottom of page 2. And so with a little bit of SEO attention and maybe building some links to that page, I definitely think if we could get that to page 1 and eventually to the top of page 1, that can really have a big impact on the medical school component of your services. And there are other opportunities here, but that one definitely stuck out. We have, again, another phrase here related to the AMCAs. Admit me, I think that's just your parent company. Again, admit me again. When I went to, I think, the second page here, let's see. Yeah, so we have some of these phrases are at the bottom of page 3. So like MBA. So I saw a lot of MBA related phrases, MBA, essay consultant. What was the other one? MBA consulting services, over 100 on average per month, and so on. And so that really at a high level would be our keyword strategy to try to get more visibility for a Mid Advantage on Google. And so that brings me to the end of the video. I hope this video has been helpful. and provides great talking points for our next conversation. So thanks, Eric, for watching, and I look forward to your response. Take care.